Manchester United have just won the League Cup against Newcastle 2-0, which gives them their first major trophy since the Europa League win under Jose Mourinho. Applaud to Ten Hag and the job he's done at Manchester United because it's nothing short of a miracle. He's been able to make Rashford go from his worst season in his career to his best. He's been able to bring in someone like Casemiro, who when he was first signed, people were questioning, like, why would you join a Man United when you've won everything? And, they questioned the reasons why. Was it money? Was it just a new challenge? Well, it was certainly a new challenge because he's very much taking to Manchester United very well. He's turned into a world-class, well, not really turned into, he's turned Manchester United into a world-class team, and it is at the heart of everything. Every good thing that Manchester United do either starts or ends with Casemiro. Another player I think had a phenomenal game today was Lisandro Martinez. He may be a little undersized for a center back, but he is a phenomenal defender. He works his tail off. He's chippy. He fits the mold of the team that they're building currently under Ten Hag at Manchester United. And if you're a United fan, it really is only going up from here. You're still in every competition. You still are in a title race in the Premier League. If given that Arsenal and Manchester City find a slip, you're really in it. You really have a lot to hold your head on. If you all get a registered 9 and a center forward who isn't Wout Weghorst, you all will be a title challenging team and probably be one of the favorites to do it. Another thing really is Newcastle have had a phenomenal season. And if you are a Newcastle fan, do not hang your head low. You all have had a stupid year in terms of the level where you are at. I mean, you're bringing Murphy off the bench in a final, and you're still somehow in the final. I mean, that's crazy to think about. I don't even think that Murphy fella would get into most League One sides, let alone Newcastle, who's one of the better teams in the Premier League. You got to hold your head off to both of the squads that played today in that final and say that they've both done tremendous jobs. Both of the clubs, both of the ownerships. Well, maybe not the Glazers, but definitely with Newcastle more so. Marcus Rashford is a funny one. I rate him insanely high. Marcus Rashford is a player who is almost similar to Mbappe, but doesn't add that, maybe not as intense an X factor as an Mbappe. But they're similar players. They're insanely pacey. They're very good at dribbling. They shoot very well. They're clinical. They take their chances. And they're very much embodiment of their club. Marcus Rashford has had a season to remember and will probably continue on this run through next year. I would go on a limb to say that because he's been unplayable this season. He's scored in, I think, every game since the World Cup. Maybe missed one game where he hasn't scored. But outside of that one game, he's scored in every match he's played in post-World Cup. How does he not get a look in the England team? It's shocking to me. Absolutely shocking to me. The next thing I want to talk about in this video is plainly the title challenge in the Premier League this season. We have a real title challenge this year that isn't Man City Liverpool. It is Man City and Arsenal. Arsenal have it all to lose. Will they bottle it? I don't know. But currently sitting here right now, it's hard to say they will. They just keep finding ways to win. It may be ugly. This game against Leicester this weekend was not their best game. They got robbed blatantly with the Trossard goal that I think they deemed offsides. It was a terrible call. But they didn't hang their heads. They fought back and scored a goal right after the break and won the game 1-0. And then with City this weekend, Erling Haaland is continuing his stupid goal-scoring form at 33 goals in 33 games. He just broke Sergio Aguero's record at Man City for most goals in a Premier League season. Sergio Aguero's record was 26 goals in a full 38-game season. Erling Haaland has scored 27 goals with 13 games to play. It's hard to say he won't reach 40 at this rate, and I'll back him to do it, especially under Pep Guardiola's management. That they just look so class. And the biggest game of the Premier League season that arguably could decide it is when Arsenal travel to Manchester City, I believe, next month. That is the game of the season, and I'm so excited to watch that match next month. The last thing I want to talk about in this video is Chelsea and Tottenham. Chelsea Spurs today was bad. I'm recording this on Sunday, a few hours after the game, and it was really bad from a Chelsea perspective. From a Tottenham perspective, didn't really look fussed. I think they gave up 2 or 3 shots on target the whole game. We as in Chelsea didn't really trouble their backup goalkeeper. We didn't really test him one time, and that's insanely frustrating to me. Graham Potter's got a lot to fix. I really thought after this game, if we lost it, there's a chance he'd be sacked instantly afterwards. But after reading a few reports after the game, they still trust him. And I think that's their polite way of saying they don't want to drop 50 million pounds to fire a manager they just signed less than a year ago. It's very much a save face kind of move from Todd Boehly, and equally as frustrating. I don't see a world in which he's going to figure it out. I don't see a way in which Chelsea will find form for the rest of the season. We're currently sitting closer to the relegation zone than we are to the top half of the table, or to the top 4 in the Premier League table, and that's unacceptable under any circumstance, let alone the amount of quality we have in this team. Long term, is it the right pick to keep Potter in the job? Personally, no, it's not. I haven't seen really anything apart from the 2 games we played against AC Milan in the Champions League that really gave me something to hang my hat on and say, we look a good team. We look exciting. I'm excited for the future. I'm not. I'm dreading the game next weekend against Leeds, as I really do think we're going to lose again. I think it'll be a very similar occasion to when we played Southampton, and it'll look very similar to that. It's going to probably be a 1-0 victory for Leeds, and Chelsea are continuing to be in the mud. We can't get out of this run of games, and, it really seems like no end in sight. The attacking quadrant today of Kai Havertz, João Felix, Sterling, and Ziyech was bad. Ziyech should have been sent off in the first half. I really don't quite understand how that's not 2 yellow cards with the challenge he put on him and then slapping Emerson in the face. But, we finally got a VAR decision to go our way, and we didn't use it to our advantage. We still lost the game and looked bad doing it. The last thing I want to point on this game, which I'll end it up pretty quickly because it was a bad game. There's not a lot to watch. It was pretty boring from a Chelsea perspective. What's the tactic? What are we trying to do? Kai Havertz is supposed to be the focal point ahead of, João Felix. He's not running him behind. He comes short, but he tends to come short out wide. So when we have space in the width of the field, there's no one in the middle to put the ball to, and then they don't cross it. But then you see Mudryk come on with 10 minutes to go, and he made more crosses than the whole team did in the 80 minutes prior to him coming on the field. Either way, I hold my peace. I hope you all enjoyed this video. If you want more of this content, please subscribe to the channel, as I'll continue to post regularly. Like the video if you enjoyed this. Otherwise, y'all take care, and I'll see you next time.